Good afternoon. My name is Donna, and I'm your host of The Edge on IAC Radio, your source for news and entertainment. You can also find us on television. Channel 182 on Charter Communications and Abundant Television, found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. Don't forget the podcast, netnewsnetwork.net. So thank you so much for watching. Any way we can get to you. We use all the social media pages as well. So
absolutely.
Yeah. And so your show airs every other Friday.
Yeah.
And so this is our mayor of Geraldine, Alabama. You know something I wanted to mention too. If you have any emails you would like to send my way, send it to Donna at icradio.media. Donna at icradio.media. If you have any, folks are sending me suggestions from all over the place.
It's great.
Yeah.
Always good to get suggestions.
And folks are liking Alabama.
Yeah.
Geraldine, Alabama right here is a good place to move and start a business.
Hey, we get suggestions a lot, and you know, not all of them are great, but you know, we can pick and choose, and you know, it's always good. I mean, several things that we've done came from suggestions, like you know, beach volleyball court at the park, and you know, need some new restrooms. We're in the process of building new restrooms at the park, and some suggestions. And hey, we need a pickleball court, so we've done a pickleball court, and now people say we need another pickleball court, you know, and but we're doing upgrades in the park, and you know, trying to build a new ball field or two, and always doing some things up there. And
well, it's a nice, clean park.
Well,
Mayor Chuck Abels, by the way. I don't think I mentioned Mayor Chuck. I just figure everybody knows who he is. But it's a nice, clean park. Who's responsible for that?
Jamie Brown is responsible for most of that.
I bet Jamie's behind anybody that chewing gum wrapper or whatever. He's right there grabbing it.
Hey, and there's another mayor of a city nearby that every time I see him, he said, every time I come through Geraldine, he said, I just can't believe how clean it is. And one time he told me, he said, I'm going to see if I can't hire some of your maintenance people. And I said, now, I said, we just got one.
He knows his stuff.
He knows his stuff, and he does it. And he's on vacation this week, so I promise you, I miss him. I'm the guy this week. You know, but you know, he left everything in great shape. You know, got real caught up on mowing, and of course the splash pad that we've got runs by itself pretty much. I mean, I have to check it every day, and you know, just go around and empty the garbage in the park and stuff like that. But Jamie, I mean, I couldn't say in 30 minutes all that he does. You know, not only the mowing and keeping the park up, the roadsides, but he does all the work on the police cars. He does, you know, plumbing and electric and carpenter. And I mean, he can do anything and does it without having to be told or asked or anything.
Does it with a special pride.
Yeah, he does, and you know, we're glad to have him. We try to keep him in good equipment and all that. So anyway, I told the mayor, I said, you just pass on through and just, you know, go look somewhere else for somebody.
You can't. It'd be a war here. We'd come after whoever that mayor is.
Yeah. But you know, it is a great place, and I always like to mention, you know, it being a great place for to start a business or move a business here, and you know, have contacts about that from time to time. My email is mayor@townofgeraldineal.com. Phone number 256-659-2122. If you want to call my cell phone, 256-996-3388. And
not any mayors give out their cell phone numbers.
Well, you know, most everybody in town has it, and those that don't know how to find it. And you know, I'm just here to be a part, and you know, I nearly always mention somebody, why do you want to be mayor? And say, well, my grandkids in school here is the 5th generation of my family to go to school here, and you know, I, I owe the people to try to make things a little bit better, but got a real good council to work with, and it takes everybody working together. And
let's talk about the folks on the council, because they really are.
yeah, Larry Lingenfeld's been with me the whole time that I've been mayor, since 2012, and he had 39 years in public education, was principal of the school, and he does almost all of our grant writing, and I mean, he spends countless hours.
And that's important. We have somebody who knows how to. I wouldn't know where to start, and most people wouldn't, but he's got a knack for it.
He does, and I mean, some of the wording that he uses, I mean, I have to look up in the dictionary to see what that means, but you know, he's very articulate, and again knows what to say, and you know what they're looking for in the grants, and how to word it, and then, you know, we get some help from our TARCOG, Top of Alabama Regional Council of Governments, that they're the kind of the overseer of the senior centers and Council on Aging and things like that. They cover 5 counties, and they're real good to assist us with things like that, and you know, just try to go to meetings and learn stuff about how other people are doing things. I recently attended the League of Municipalities annual convention, and we had some roundtable discussions for, you know, it wasn't everybody together. It was one for towns of population 1,500 and less, and so we had similar issues to talk about, and solutions in some cases, but they always have a lot of great speakers at that. And
what's the number one issue with a small town?
Well, you know, if we had unlimited money, you know, could do everything we wanted to do, but and I mean, we're in real good shape financial, because we've got a great Dollar General market, and we've got Jack's, and we've got a great hardware store, and we've got great restaurants, and
but the money's being spent wisely, and well, that doesn't happen in every town.
I've got to tell this story about, for the last few years, I get some negative comments sometimes about us buying new police cars every year, and we've been doing that for a few years, and I'll just take this year. We had 4 2022 model Tahoes that we'd had a year, and we bought 4 new 2023 Tahoes, got all the lights switched out, you know, just take them out of the old ones into the new ones, and then of course we sold the 4 2022 models, and we sold them for the 4 total for $12,000 more than we paid for the new ones. And
that's smart business, right there.
We buy them on state bid, and you know, get a great price, and then we just keep new ones, and it basically eliminates your maintenance. You know, we do oil changes, and you know, a few little things that need to be done like that, and you know, I learned that from going to a county commission meeting, you know, because they were doing that, and but you know, just try to attend as many things like that to do what I can to learn. But you know,
well, you can always bounce ideas off of other people. I love roundtable discussions.
Yeah,
you can learn so many things, and then other folks can learn from us, like how to keep a clean town.
And you know, part of that too, you know, the parents and grandparents teach their kids to not litter.
I can see my grandmother, if I had thrown a chewing gum wrapper out on the street, boy, I'd have been in trouble.
Yeah. And you know, I'm not going to sit here and say it's perfect, but it's the best place I know of. And like I say, we've got great utilities. You know, our electricity comes from co-ops, and so we get great rates.
You know, that's important too. electricity from a co-op, there's more accountability
Yeah.
into how you're billed and how they spend the money as well.
Absolutely. And, we've got board members from right here in town on the board at the co-ops, and to, see that things get done properly, and great leadership in those co-ops. I mean, I know most of the guys that are in charge of those, and they've been there for years and years and years, and just trying to make the area better.
The school system, and I'm talking about boy and girls sports. The girls are just accelerating.
Yeah. Had a great years last few years in girls softball, and our boys basketball has
been phenomenal.
Been just great. They've made the regional tournament several years in a row, and just had one senior on the boys basketball team this year, and they did great. So we're looking forward to another great year there. Our football team got to the third round in the playoffs, beat the number 5 team in the state, the number 1 team in the state in the playoffs, and then one of our key players got hurt in the next game and ended our season, but he's got another year, and he's been working real hard rehabbing, and he's going to be fine. We're going to have another great year in football, I think, and I'm just so excited about our coaches that we have. Just great people. Our girls basketball coach, and he's also head baseball coach. He got an award this year for the best Fellowship of Christian Athletes in the county. Wow. And so he leads in that. Jamie Gilbert, he sings in a quartet. He just
we play his music here.
Yeah, Chosen Generation. Yeah, and but just a lot of great people there, coaching and teaching, and I'm glad my grandkids are here. They've mostly graduated now, but got one left, and got to brag on grandson Ethan a little bit. He just finished 10th grade, and a week before school's out, the principal called me and he said, "Do you think Ethan would be interested in working up here at the school this summer?" He said,
"I'll give him a good reference. He's worked for us on a couple of events."
He said, "I've been, just looking at the kids, watching, school," and he said, I think I'd like to have him." I said, "Yeah, I think he would." And so he's getting to work at school 7 to 2 Monday through Thursday, and moving desk and mowing and weed eating and stuff like that. But and principal said, and he said, "I've got 2 spots." So he said, "See if Ethan can get one of his buddies that he hangs around with."
Yeah. The folks who hang out, because he's going to have good buddies too.
Yeah. So proud of him for that.
Well, you tell him I'm proud of him too, because he did a great job for us. He had a couple of events, and so I was looking for somebody, didn't know who to ask, and so Ethan was it. Yeah.
Well, and we've got lots of other good kids in school because they've got good parents and good grandparents,
and there's a bright future out there. We have to go into a commercial break. We have 2 fantastic colleges, community colleges.
Yes.
I want to talk about them when we come back. So we'll be right back in just a few minutes. I'll hang in there. At Lamone's Mexican Restaurant, located in Henniger, Alabama, and voted Best Mexican Restaurant of DeKalb County, Alabama 2020, we're here to serve you with authentic Mexican cuisine. Order easily online by going to lamonsmex.com or call 256-657-3999 to place your order. We're open Sunday through Thursday 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Friday and Saturday 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Whether you're celebrating a cozy date night for 2 or a celebration for a crowd, at Lamone's you'll love our atmosphere and friendly servers. Thank you for dining with Lamone's Mexican Restaurant. Let Rhonda at Rhonda's Elite Tax LLC take the burden off you for all your tax needs. I know because Rhonda has been taking care of my business since 2013. I feel Rhonda works for me because she knows the direct questions to ask to better benefit my unique business in order for me to get back the biggest refund possible. Rhonda is an ongoing student, and she knows tax laws are in a constant change every year. Call 256-281-9903 for an appointment to take the dread out of getting your taxes done. Rhonda is located at 11968 U.S. Highway 431 in Boaz. Again, that number is 256-281-9903. And let Rhonda's Elite Tax LLC champion your personal and business taxes.
Looks like you've been sleeping well.
Megan, he's back. The My Pillow guy.
And you're looking good.
Still feeling good.
Well, just when you thought it couldn't get any better, we've got the best pillow ever, My Pillow 2.0.
The best sleep just got even better. Whether you have a MyPillow or not, you need to get the brand new MyPillow 2.0. Call or go to MyPillow.com now. Use your promo code, and for a limited time when you buy one, you'll get a second one absolutely free.
Good afternoon. We are back. My name is Donna, and I am your host of The Edge on IC Radio, your source for news and entertainment. You can also find us on television channel 182 on Charter Communications, local to North Alabama. You can also find us on Abundance Television, which is syndicated, and you can find us there on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire, and the podcast, netnewsnetwork.net, all social media sites,
Yeah.
all of them, so you can't get away from us. We tried. That's probably why you're called the world's best mayor. Chuck Agus. And he's the mayor of Geraldine, Alabama. It's always good to be with you.
It's always great.
And I'm going to have to mention your wife, Catherine. That is a lady right there, and how'd you get her?
Well,
Please,
actually,
Catherine.
I mean, how I met her, a common friend of ours called me one night. We were in school at Samford University in Birmingham, and she was out with a girl that was a friend of hers and that I knew also. And the girl's car had broken down, and she knew to call me. So I went and fixed her car, and,
Rest of history.
9 months later, we got married.
Wow, well, she's an adorable lady. School teacher, background, and
by the way, 2 weeks will be 49 years since we got married.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
She's put up with me that long.
Yeah. She deserves an honor of a Medal of Honor.
She does. Yeah, she
no, he's a
absolutely
good
does.
guy too. Don't let him fool you. So you guys are a great couple. Absolutely. So anyway, thank you for all you do for the town of Geraldine.
Well, I love doing it, and always mention what a great place it is to live and work and have a business and that kind of thing. So if you're looking for a place, great internet, great utility prices, and just tax rates and all that kind of thing. Geraldine's your place.
Low cost of real estate.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And you can get in touch with me, mayor at townofgeraldineal.com, and it's the best way. I mean, I can, if you got questions, I can answer a lot of them, and the ones I can't, I can find somebody that will. And
I wanted to mention the smart kids we have here. There are kids who actually, I wish we'd had something like this when I was growing up. There are kids who actually walk across the stage, get the high school diploma, and also part of the diploma or something from a college. We have some great colleges around here.
Absolutely. And awards night, I went to awards night, and we only had 66 seniors, but they were awarded $1.3 million in scholarships.
Wow.
And a lot of it from Snead College and Northeast Alabama Community College, just 15 miles in different directions from here. And both of those colleges are really upgrading their workforce development training, from welding to carpentry to plumbing, but you can also get a degree in nursing and education, and
the professors, all the teachers out there are awesome. Melissa Ledbetter is going to be on the show next week, and Melissa and I talk about my I have this workshop that most men would be jealous of. So it's all kinds of great tools. And she said, I'm not going to do Zoom or anything this time. I'm going to see the workshop.
Yeah.
So anyway, she'll be down here. But they all care about the students.
Yeah.
I mean, just,
They really do.
yeah.
Yeah. And my twin grandsons that graduated from high school a year ago had taken some classes at Northeast, you know, and Blaine, when I went into the Army, and he had enough hours to skip the first the private rank and move up just because of his college hours that he had, and now he's graduated as a mechanic for helicopters and aircraft, different kinds, and
So many good jobs coming out of that. You know, I was
Yeah.
talking with Melissa one time. We were talking about welding. And I'm a metal worker. I don't weld, well, some, but just, you know, just working with tools and stuff like that's what I love. And so Melissa said, don't you feel like you missed it sometimes? And I said, yeah, I do. Why didn't we have this stuff when I was graduating out of high school? But we were talking about all the different jobs just in welding. I mean, you could, if you want to get away from your mama for a short period of time, you can do that, and you can go to the Gulf.
Yeah.
Underwater welding.
Ooh,
I'm talking
pay
six
big money.
figures.
Yeah,
I'm
quick.
talking six.
To start.
To start.
yeah,
You're right. And then if you want to do something a little more regional, you can do that as well. Then if you want to get all that training, come back, pay cash for a house here.
yeah. And both of my twin grandsons that I mentioned had taken some welding courses and really enjoyed that. But they'd always been, I was going to say made, I'll say allowed to work at home and learn some
You didn't
skills,
say you were
know.
bored when I was growing up, because if you
No.
said you were bored, well, then a hoe would get put in your hand
Yeah.
to be out in the garden. Oh,
Yeah.
you're bored? Here's the hoe. Go.
But their dad taught them to weld some, you know, and
Oh,
got them
that's-
interested in it. And I mean, they built a workshop at home, you know, and
Smart.
yeah, and so they, and you know, people around here will work. You don't have to worry about a lack of workforce around here now. You don't see very many signs that say, you know, we need help hiring, that kind of thing, and it's because, you know, the people that are here are going out and finding jobs and working, and you know, I know food industry is tough to get people to work, but you know, see some places, you know, closed due to lack of workforce and that kind of thing. But hadn't seen that around here, and you know, we've got some great restaurants and state parks around. You know, just we've got mountains and rivers and lakes and state parks, and it's just a great place to be.
And you know, if and I know some folks who have moved from New York, whatever, and they're in this area.
Yeah.
They can't believe, one lady I've met, and she was at the Master Gardener's class, and so she said, I can't believe we bought a farm. She was in New York, you know, and she said, I had a studio apartment. And she said, you know, people were doing the roof gardens and all this kind of stuff. And she said, I couldn't believe it, because her mother was originally from here. Her mother said, you know, quit living in a crazy little studio apartment. You're driving everybody around you crazy. And she said, you need to be out in the open. Well, she did. She bought something for nothing compared to what she was, and putting money in the bank.
Yeah, instead of renting a parking place, you know.
I can't imagine that. No, I can't do that. I got to be in the out and open.
I hear numbers about people in New York and stuff, you know, renting a parking place
Bless their
for
hearts.
$1,000 a month
No
or something.
way.
But you know,
No way would I do that. No, but you don't have to worry about that here. I mean, you got it going, got it going on here. But and then the police department, I mean, it's like everybody they care about the town, and you can tell a town that is cared about.
yeah. And I had a guy call me actually one Sunday morning not long ago, and he told me about a little incident that had happened, and he said, I'm not sure that the policeman handled it the right way. He said, let me ask you something. He told me what was going on. I said, I'll talk to our police chief and get back in touch with you, you know. And so on Monday morning, I told the police chief about it, and, you know, what happened, and gave him the guy's number. And so 3 or 4 days later, the guy called me back. He said, I appreciate your police chief. Said he straightened it out for me, and said he
Sometimes
was
that's all it takes.
very
is
professional, and
communication.
he said I just didn't understand all about the law and about things happen. Something a little incident happened in a parking lot in a store, and
Sometimes you don't have the whole story, and you don't know what the whole
Yeah.
situation is.
but anyway, he said everything's fine. I appreciate getting him to call me and explain things to me, and that's the way it's going to be.
Mhm.
And if they're not doing it that way, then we'll get somebody else to do it.
And they are. They're doing it the right way. So it's all about communications, and we all know that's important. And that's another thing about a small town is the communication part of it.
Yeah, and we're very open, for suggestions and know what's going on, and
So we got a storm shelter.
Yeah.
I mean, we got all this stuff going for it because this is the only thing I don't like is tornadoes.
Yeah.
But we don't have that many though.
no, I mean
We had a devastating one a few years ago, but and
10
we
or
were
12
living in
years ago,
Charlotte.
you know.
Yeah, we were living in Charlotte back then.
Yeah.
I didn't know what in the world was going on, and I couldn't get in contact with Mother, and
Right.
my imagination, I'm imagining,
Yeah.
what is there anybody left in the town? So one of her neighbors happened to work at the hospital, and she called me. Of course, the hospital's going to have. She said, "I just got thinking about you living in
Yeah.
Charlotte. You had been going crazy." And I said, "I was about to get in the car and go to Charlotte." And so communications. It was just we're just out of communication.
Yeah.
So.
And now, of course, we get our gigabit speed internet and
I'm so proud of
local phone service from Farmers Telecommunications, and a lot of their lines now are fiber and underground, and to prevent interruptions and things like that. So, and they got a huge grant this year to do upgrades and extend their service to other areas. It's been pretty much a DeKalb County.
that. We were lucky to get that.
Yeah, it's pretty much been a DeKalb County business since the mid 1950s, and now they're going into Marshall County and other counties, and because they've done things right and great, and
And the grew at the right level.
yeah.
That's important.
Fred Johnston, the president, I know, spent some time in Washington D.C. recently and spoke to some groups up there about what we're doing, and they got some nice grant money to help there and through the state as well. They're recognized around as being a leader in communications, and like I say, I mean, I can call Fred Johnson and talk to him, and anybody else can
That's pretty
too.
cool.
I mean, when you call up there, you first get a recording, and it's his voice, but he tells you, what button to push to get in touch with who you need to, and that kind of thing. And that's the next best thing to like Liberty Bank here. Call Liberty Bank here, and you get Nancy's going to answer, and how you doing.
And she's still a beauty queen, for goodness
Yeah,
sakes.
absolutely.
She was a beauty queen, and I was the quietest one in the whole class. I'm holding a sign up in 1977. You didn't believe it, did you?
I had to go look it up, I'll be honest.
So I got a sign that says quietest. Be quiet, please, in the library.
Yeah.
And so she was the beauty queen, and so it was homecoming and all that stuff. We got to go. That was a dog that just barked a few minutes ago.
Well,
Thank you so much for being on the show today, and thank you for bringing us up to date everything happening here
Okay.
in Geraldine.
all right. We'll have a new Dollar General going next time, maybe. We got another in the process.
So, and get in contact with this mayor if you're
Yeah.
planning on starting a business here. You'll be glad you did.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Thanks.
Thank you so much for watching.